Hello, hello, hello. I want to talk about something that's a little hard to hear sometimes. And it's a little taboo to talk about. I'm going to say a little taboo because I don't think it should be, but I know it can be uncomfortable for some people. So I really want to dive into a little bit about the things that you're insecure about when it comes to photos and why that's okay. And why I think you should just tell me about them up front. Um, because everybody has them. Everybody has insecurities. There's certain things that you just do and don't like the most about your physical appearance. Um, and that's okay. I have found 100% of the time, I think I will say that 100% of the time, and I will say that and stand by it and mean it. After the fact, after the session, after the photos have been delivered, somebody may message me and say, can you please do me a favor? I'm not really comfortable with my arms. Can you make them skinnier? And anytime I've gotten an email like that, I read it every single time. And I go, what? I never for a second thought that about their arms. Every single time. And to be honest, actually, probably photographing other people and learning about their insecurities has made me feel so much more confident as a person because I'm recognizing that the things that I'm insecure about, other people don't see. Other people just don't see them. That's my brain telling me what are things I should be insecure about. Because every single time I'm stunned to get these emails. I feel so happy that I don't get them as often as I once did. And I hope that that's indicative that this feels like a safe space and the environment I've created for our photos makes you feel very comfortable with who you are. And like we could just talk about it ahead of time. It's totally okay. And there are a lot of people, most people who will say to me, like, oh, please don't shoot me from below. I got a thing with my chins. I'm like, no problem. When you tell me that, I know, okay, she doesn't love her chins in certain photos, so I'm going to make sure that at no point am I allowing her to dip her head. I'm going to photograph from above. I'm going to make sure that the angles are good. I can do things in the moment that support the things that you're worried about. Somebody recently reached out to me and she said, I'm so excited for our family session, but I just want you to know my child had an incident, and so his physical appearance has some scarring that he didn't used to have. And because of that, there are some changes to his physical appearance. And we don't talk about it. He's not upset about it, but I just want you to be aware of it. And I said, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because now I know that this is not something, probably I'm not going to talk about it because I want you to feel comfortable. I'm not going to bring it up. But also, I'm not going to shy away from it. I'm just not going to highlight it. Some people, scars are like pieces of story. They're tattoos. They are important to them that they are shown. And for other people, it's not something that they love to share and kind of show with the whole world. And so knowing that ahead of time, I can just take care of that initially. Things that I think people need to worry less about. Okay, this is my opinion. Hair. People get very worried about fullness of hair, thickness of hair, balding spots. And I get it. I totally get it. But it is a universal issue. And so it's something, I don't think people look at your photos and say, oh, their hair is thinning in the back, as much as you look at them and go, oh my gosh, the hair's thinning in the back, largely because people are seeing you all the time. Sometimes I think when you see photos of yourself, you're like, is that what people are seeing? Yes, it is. And a lot of people are like, don't even notice these things that you're worried about. Hair is probably something that comes up a lot. And I understand the journey of change in hair growth can be very long. It can be slow and it can be kind of like very weird. And I recognize that and I know that. And so that's something that I am mindful of, particularly if I have somebody in the photos who I think there's a chance that they're going to see these photos and they're going to see the way the light's shown through their hair and they're going to feel a certain kind of way about it. And I may reach out and say, hey, I just want to chat real quick. Is that something that you wish that I would, change the shadowing of? There's some things that I just inherently am going to do anyways. Because let me tell you, there's a lot of times where you might have a gorgeous full head of hair, but if the light hits you in the right way, it's going to reflect weird and you're just going to look like you have a balding spot. I'm going to take care of that because that's not really there. I like to edit to what my eye saw at the time of your session. So if you didn't have a scar on your face, but the lighting created one, I'm going to get rid of that. If you have a scar on your face and we've not discussed it, I'm not touching it in any way. I'm not modifying anything on your body because I think it's one of the things that makes you uniquely you. Another thing people are really worried about is the way their body shape looks in photos. And I get that. That is a lot of messaging that you have been told. We all have been told about what perfect is, what beautiful is, what you're supposed to look like, what size you're supposed to be. And I don't subscribe to any of that. I also have my insecurities. I also prefer photos of myself where I look closer to how I looked when I was in my 20s, but I'm not in my 20s anymore. And so the photos that I choose or prefer for myself are not necessarily the photos that reflect what my kids see about me. Does that make sense? My children have never once said to me, I don't like your body. Please don't show me that photo. They would never. And so my voice in my head saying that to me is my demons saying to my children, we took these beautiful photos, but I'm never going to show this one to you. I'm never going to show them to you because I don't like the way I look, is my demons now acting in how I'm handling situations, right? And I don't want them to win. I don't need that voice in the back of my head that is not serving me to win, and you don't either. Trust and believe that there are probably some photos, there are some photos that I took that just were not flattering. It just happens. Everybody has photos that are not flattering, especially as we're just shooting as we move. I'm just not going to include them. Now, do you have to love the way you look in every photo in your gallery? Absolutely not. I fully support that you need to handle your own thoughts and feelings yourself. That is not my journey, that is yours. But my contribution to your journey is to show you how beautifully perfect you are. And so I'm going to edit to make sure it matches what I see. And I'm going to spend your whole session talking you up because you are gorgeous and you're doing the damn thing. And I'm so proud of you for doing that and for gifting yourself and your family and your kids and your clients and whoever's going to see these photos. You're gifting them with how gorgeous you are and allowing them to see a part of your personality in these photos. And I love that. I love that for you. And I love that you've included me in a part of that. So everybody gets insecure. I get it. Talk to me about it up front. There's definitely things we can do about it at the time. But at the end of the day, take a deep breath and woo-saw through it because you're gorgeous. And something like the way your arms look, like, look at this, is not flattering to my arms. Most people would look at a photo of me in this sweater and be like, that sweater was not great. No one's like, her body's weird. So keep that in mind. You're killing it. You're looking great. And I can't wait to show you how beautiful you are.